What is up? Happy Fly Friday, good people. Shern Cutter Smooth EP Digital coming at you once again on another. Ooh, it was a Fly Friday. This week flew by, and here we are back to you, giving you the latest and greatest news on the urban air mobility industry with Nanko Aero, New Age Nerds, and the whole New Age Nerd Nation. So, welcome once again to all you geniuses out there wanting to know a little bit more about flying cars. And for the news this week, well, we're going to jump into the news that we sent out earlier. So, we're going to go ahead and get you hip to that right now. What's new? Good people, you good New Age nerds out there. Please allow me to reintroduce myself to those that know or new or just haven't heard from me in a while. I am Shern Peters, the one and only urban astronaut, CEO and founder of Nanko Aero. We are the future of space in the making, and we believe in sky freedom. Now, we're bringing about this new movement of getting urban air vehicles in the air, and it's called Sky Freedom. Democratizing mobility, right? Increasing access to flight and aerospace education. Sky freedom. I want to get that in your mind because that is our belief system, and we are bringing that about. Now, what are we about? Like, what do we do? Nanko Aero? Well, we build the future flying technologies, right? The vehicles, the subsystems, and all. We design and influence the infrastructure, which will need to be built. So we have to drive that and bring that about, as well as we research and analyze the overall industry to make sure it's going in the way that we see fit and best to meet the standards of you good people, you New Age nerds, ready to fly. I know you are ready to become a new urban astronaut, and I'm right here with you. So what's new with us? I want to keep you engaged on a weekly engagement. We're going to be presenting and exhibiting at Drones and Robotics Energy Summit happening in the Woodlands in the coming week. And we are inviting you. We got free tickets for you to come see us demo our simulator. Come watch us show off our drone. While the crowd is what we're going to do, and it's free of charge for you. Come see us and enjoy the summit. It's going to be a very good time for everybody. Now, that is, consider this the beginning of our consistent relationship. Our goal is to stay consistently engaged with you, interacting, showing support, and getting your feedback. Because we want you here along with us on this journey for Sky Freedom. And if you believe in Sky Freedom like we do, well, support. Support by engaging, support by interacting, and support by, showing some financial love to the system. So here we go. Urban air mobility. We are the future of space in the making. Talk to y'all later. Now, I hope that was clear to everybody because we got Sky Freedom, which is a very big thing to bring you some very good things in this urban air mobility. So, along with Sky Freedom, what do you need to know when buying flying cars? Now, there's a big question that I get pretty frequent, which is in the operations of how these vehicles will fly. Like, well, how high will they fly? Where will they fly? So when it comes to operations, or going over traffic, what's the limits? Well, we got a few images or a few charts that I would like to show you guys, right? And every city is going to be different. So this week, of course, I'm going to go into Space City, Houston, Texas, and give an example of what it would be like to fly in the what we call urban channel of Space City, right? So the first image we have here are all of the potential operations back and forths within a city, as well as suburbs, as well as regional mobility, right? We're talking from airport to buildings, from building to building, from hospital to various areas. There's drones everywhere. Now, you see, there are different elevations and different paths for each one of those. So you can imagine the flight management system that's going to be needed to, manage that air traffic. And there's going to be air traffic, and it needs to be a pristine system to organize everything you see here, right? So when it comes to drones flying, when it comes to larger helicopters flying, and right in the middle, urban air vehicles flying in all different directions, well, a certain elevation as well as a limit on elevation will be required. And what do we mean by that? So let's go on to the next image so we can line out the different airspaces. Now, with airspace, there's Class A, Class B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, Class G airspace is going to be our favorite when it comes to urban air vehicles. Now, drones currently operate in the Class G airspace. Now, what is that? Well, Class A and Class B are for airports. Airports got to stay clear of airports and commercial. FAA does not want you in this space. And if you are in that space, you're going to have to fully cooperate and operate within the standard procedures of the FAA and their air traffic control. Now, once you're outside of that space, Class G. Now, an image we have here. This is of Houston. This is IAH. You can see the full circle of that Class A airspace. And on the south, there is Hobby Airport, which is another Class A airspace. So in between those, there is a large space. So i.e., in between your large airports, Class A airspace, as well as smaller airports, Class B airspace, there's a lot of space in between those airports that would allow you and I to fly freely. We call this a corridor, an urban air mobility corridor, to where you can fit right in between these airspaces, not be involved with the air traffic control, and you will be perfectly legal to do so, right? So for us, it would be going from Northwest Houston all the way downtown, right? Getting past all of that 290 traffic. And it's a lot of traffic, I tell you. And we'll be okay. That is allowed today. Now, what if we need to go, into those areas of Class A and Class B? Well, there's an elevation of 700 feet in which you can fly and still be under the airspace of Class A and Class B. So when it comes to those areas of IAH Airport and the Hobby Airport South, right? As long as you're below 700 feet, you are clear to fly. You're still being Class G airspace. And even if you were to touch into the Class A and Class B airspaces, well, some automated services, whether it's an app on the vehicle or an app on your phone, will allow you to register your flight path and be in compliance with air traffic control. So these things are already in play. There are airplanes that fly through the corridor, right? Pretty frequently. Helicopters do the same thing, right? So these things are already in play in Houston, but every city is going to be different. Every city will have its own corridor. I'm from Pittsburgh. Up there are very few airports, right? We got the one big airport and a few smaller airports. So that canal, that channel corridor is open, free to fly wherever you need to be for as long as the vehicles and the flight management system is FAA approved. And there's many out there. So moving on, let's meet a part of the Nanko Aero team, my main man, Barrett. Yes, he is a Navy veteran, yes, and as well as one of my favorite urban air mobility peoples, right? Can see this industry coming, and he is here today on this show, my teammate, right? Barrett. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. Let the world know what do you do with Nanko Aero, and what have you done with the urban air mobility industry? You're on mute, sir.
Sorry about that. My name is Barrett, as Sharon said, and I am the acting COO for Nanko Aero. And in this space, I've been working with Sharon to make sure that Nanko Aero is the best company that it can be.
I can hear you. So, within all of that, and I hope the other side can hear you as well. So, what do you see moving forward in this urban air mobility industry? What's going to be like one of your favorite parts, and what do you think would be one of the highest risks within this industry?
So, one of my favorite parts, I think, will be when we get to the years where it's not just what we think it's going to be, when it actually becomes a reality. We know right now we're working diligently to get us there, but there's other companies, other competition out there who's trying to get to where everyone flies, and we're working also. So I'm hoping, and my favorite part will be when we actually get to a point to where we have these vehicles out and everybody is getting to where they want to be in the time that they want to be there, and then the biggest risk, I think, is I don't know. The biggest risk, I think, would be people understanding what we're trying to do, getting to a point to where the Jetsons, if you will, is not just something that people think that's going to happen in the future, but understanding that it's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? As we speak, that's where the world is going, and getting everybody else on that same page is going to be a big obstacle to overcome, just like anything else, right? When people invent things, or when the system switches over from one thing to another. Let's take computers coming in, for example. I had a Commodore 64. I had, way back in like the early 90s, I had no idea that it was going to get to where computers is a part of everybody's life every day like it is right now. And it did not take a very long time to get there, right? So we went from, the Commodore 64, and right after I graduated, the internet had this first big boom. And then after that, it seemed like it just skyrocketed and it took off, and everybody was on the internet everywhere. You could speak to anybody, anywhere, right? We went from AOL to, to getting the internet at ridiculous speeds. So now we're looking at the same thing as far as aerial vehicles and eVTOLs. Right now, it might not be something that everybody can see, but 5 years from now, Nanko will have, everyone being able to see that these cars are here and we're ready to go,
Ditto. Okay. So I like how, going back to one of the original points that you made in the age of the Jetsons, but there's a part of the Jetsons that I noticed kind of thinking about that's this week. Yes, we're going to be flying, but always remember, in the Jetsons, right, they had to elevate their houses and everything because the lower ground was like highly polluted, right? So there's a pollution and an environmentally friendly thing that needs to be addressed as well that many may not be talking about, right? So in terms of bringing about
next from Nanko Arrow.
Oh, the good old internet. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep on talking, hoping you can hear me as the video tries to load here. Looks like we had a little hiccup in the internet connection. Oh, good old 4G broadband. Can't wait till the 5G gets out. But finishing up with hybrid systems so that we can avoid the Jetsons type scenario of a highly polluted Earth, along with flying cars. So what is next? We are going to be presenting and exhibiting our products at the Woodlands, which is the Energy, Drones, and Robotics Summit coming next week. And I look forward to seeing some of you guys there. It will be in person as well as virtual. Come check out our drones, check out our simulator. We got multiple versions of the simulator to get feedback. That's the main goal to this, is for you to come and experience urban air mobility as we see it, right? And give us some feedback of where you would see it. What would you like to see in some flying cars? What would you like to do with some flying cars? So come in real time scenario, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week at the Woodlands for the Drones and Robotics Summit in the Woodlands for energy industry. We got free tickets for you. There will be a link on our website, as well as we will have a link below the chat here. So yes, energy, drone, and robotics exhibition next week. We will be there along with many other good players. So look forward to seeing you there. Look forward to seeing you guys in another Friday next. What's up, New Age Nation? Sharon Cutter Smooth EP Digital with Nanko Arrow. We are the future of space in the making. And we are here at the first Young Drone Olympics held down in Houston. We are here at the outdoor solar classroom with our friends, South Union CDC, holding the first Drone Olympics. A few young kids in our STEM program have learned how to fly some drones, and now they're going to put their skills